Mhm.
Auzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And now we continue again for day 3 on women leadership in the global halal industry. We are actually blessed to have our sister, Miss Hasiana Vic Valeria, who
Mhm.
is the supervisor for the Department of International Relationship in B Halal LLC from the country Belarus. So, Bel Halal LLC is the only certification body in the Republic of Belarus which has received relevant authority from the chairman of the Republican Religious Association, Muslim Religious Association in the Republic of Belarus, Mufti Sheikh Abu Bakr Shabanovic. Taking into account the globalization of the food market and to prevent fraud for the status of halal in the Republic of Belarus, in 2012, the Muslim Religious Association in Republic of Belarus authorized Bel Halal LLC under the Republican Religious Association, Muslim Religious Association for the Republic of Belarus, the head of which is a certified Islamic scholar who has undergone special training in various international organizations for standardization and certification of halal. Hasanovic Rustam Alexandrovich, Bel Halal LLC, together with experienced specialists of the Belarusian State Institute of Metrology and the International Center for Standardization and Certification under the Council of Mufti of the Russian Federation, has developed regulatory documentation establishing requirements for halal products. Therefore, the standard requirements for production, storage, transportation, and sales of halal products are already in place and already in practice. So let's give a warm welcome to Sister Hasiana Vic Valeria to share your progress updates and the progress of establishing halal in your country. Please welcome.
Assalamu alaikum to everyone. My name is Valerie, as you know, and I am from Belarus. That's my first performance on a huge audience. For that reason, I'm a little bit worried, but nevertheless. So let me introduce my interest in halal field. We are Belarusian certification body. The name, as you know, is Bel Halal, and we are here on the international scene is from 2012. Our way was really thorny, and it was not so easy to get the status of halal, the first and the only body in Republic of Belarus that we are. First, in my country, no one know what is halal, what is kosher for the Jewish people, for the Muslims. They didn't know. Actually, 10 years ago, it was information like new for the people who is living here, especially for the factories. But now we expand our markets with halal, and we are the only certification body for the full republic. So we are regulated by our government, and even by our president we are regulated. We have around 63 enterprises which we have made an audits and which have a certificate for halal. We are certificating. We are given certificate for halal for abroad. I mean, Persian Gulf, and for local use. For abroad, we actually we were first time accredited by UAE in 2018. So this year we renewed its accreditation and we are respectable in my country certification body. Our chief and the director of our certification body is Rustam Hasinevich, and we are visiting so many exhibitions, and we are going to Gulf Food, and not every year, but from time to time. This year we were on Gulf Food. We saw there so many enterprises. So all of our partners. Our goal is that we have now even a Georgian market, and we have some enterprises in Russia, in Lithuania, in Poland. Not only Belarusian enterprises want to be certificated. So. As you maybe someone don't know, maybe someone know, we are a small country. Belarus is situated near between Ukraine and Russia, and for now the situation is a bit complicated. It's because of the war in Ukraine, but we hope everything will be okay. Everything will come to the normal. We hope so. That's actually that's all what I want to say about our enterprise, our certification body. And for me, it's very interesting, and there is an honor to be a part of this Zoom meeting, this conference. Very interesting to hear some news about our partners, about other countries. And thank you for attention. So, who is the next?
Alhamdulillah. Hold on. Not yet. You're not over yet, sister, because we want to know so many things from your country. And as sisters in Islam, okay. So, what are the main halal products from your country? That means, what is Belarus well known for in terms of halal products?
Belarus is well known by poultry, eggs, halal. What else they certificated? Candies.
Okay.
And most of our enterprises, as you know, to be certificated by halal is not so easy. They have to be required by UAE standard, by our standards, and for our enterprises, it's a bit complicated, especially for meat products, especially slaughterhouse. For that reason, we are well known with halal products, milk, dairy products like milk powder, and as I told you, poultry, eggs, like that thing.
Like confectionery, dairy products, candies, or any processed food. So if we can see in the market the made in Belarus halal products, we look forward to see the brand names as well as your halal certification logo from Belarus. That will be a great, interesting Muslim product to look forward to.
In your shelves in the markets, I don't know what can you see from the Belarus, because sometimes the products come in without a stamp halal, because they made a stamp on the whole certification, the whole products which are coming to the country. Maybe they're not marking each product by itself. But what can you see? I think it's smoked eggs. It's a new our thing. Then candies. Before it was Kommunarka name, but now I don't know, they didn't prolong the certificate, and also what they have, poultry, but also without a brand name.
So, sister, what do you believe that can help to increase the sustainability and the halal products in Belarus? The opportunities for
I
you all.
What do I our economic become higher? For that reason, all the enterprises inshallah will have bigger amount of actives, I mean bigger amount of money to make the enterprises with the halal sign, because to make halal enterprise they have a lot of they should make a lot of things for the,
Amin.
I mean, for that reason, we have to make higher a little bit our economic. But now I think that question is not really correct because the war in Ukraine, and I try to be out of politics.
Don't worry, sister. I believe we are all in the right directions, and then we should all help each other as well as consume each other's halal products and support each other's halal product. Okay, I think shall we open to our audience if there are any questions? Any of our audience who wants to ask from our speaker, because it's never easy to get Sister Khasianovic Valeria to talk about her country and her halal initiative in her country now that her country is very close to the countries that are at war. Okay, yet they are still able to run the halal initiative. Okay, any questions?
I think there is no questions because in our situation it's a little bit incorrect to ask me, like, each question can be connected with politics, but I'm trying to be out of it. It's so complicated situation.
Inshallah, sister, on this barakah of the Sha'aban month, we try to uplift the teachings of our Prophet Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. That means we simplify, we not complicate, and then we uphold the halal. So if there are no questions, I think thank you again very much for spending your time and energies and sharing concerning about Bel Halal, and we look forward to hear more from you and your country with the halal trusted dignity and integrity and quality. And I also look forward to know more about halal metrology, which you had mentioned, because if we want to link standards, metrology, and halal, that is not an easy target and achievement that can be done in a short time. Thank you again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
If you don't mind, I'm close my video and the sound, but I will hear and listen to because I have another meetings here. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be part of the conference. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah, thank you again, and feel free to ask also at the chat section. Okay. Now we will come upon to the second speaker, which I would like to introduce, and her name is Miss Edina Hatzimurtazik, who is from Bosnia and Herzegovina, and she is a director of the first Islamic Microfinance Foundation. Miss Edina Hatzimurtazik is director for First Islamic Microfinance Foundation for the past 12 years. So MFI, or short form of First Islamic Microfinance Foundation, was founded in 2001 under humanitarian organization of Islamic Relief, Birmingham, Great Britain. Okay. Is that under Dr. Adil Sabir? Wallahu alam. And in 2008, in accordance with the adopted law, it was transformed into the first Islamic microfinance foundation and the only microfinance in Bosnia that operates in accordance with principles of Islamic banking. In its operation, it does not use interest or default interest rates, does not calculate penalty interest rates. So the Sharia audit house IFAAS from England has issued a certificate to foundation that this is in accordance with the AAOIFI Sharia business standards, and from its establishment until 28 February 2022, it has disbursed a total number of loans amounting to 21,227 loans to the most socially vulnerable groups, which cumulated to the amount of 25,591,880 euro. So the foundation is distributing Qard Hassan loans, and loans are interest free. So foundation pays a great attention for the empowerment of women and the improvement of their position in the society. And this foundation had disbursed more than 10,000 loans to women through its interest-free lending projects. Please welcome Miss Edina Hazid Murtazik.
Salam alaikum. How are you, everybody? Can you hear me?
Walaikum salam.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you. Can you see the PowerPoint?
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes. So I will shortly say about Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bosnia and Herzegovina is in Southeast Europe. It's one beautiful country, and I want to invite you all to come to my beautiful country. It's one of the most visited tourist destination in the last few years in this part of Europe. In 90s, it experienced terrible war, in which 100,000 people were killed, and many 2.2 million people were displaced. And it was the most devastated conflict in Europe since the end of the World War II. Sarajevo, the capital of the Bosnia, was under the siege for almost 4 years, and approximately daily 315 grenades fell on Sarajevo, and the whole Bosnia was destroyed. So the war lasted for almost 4 years. Regarding the Bosnia, many Bosnians they left country during the war and because of the economic situation after the war. So before the war, Bosnia had more than 4 million people living in Bosnia, and now it's 2.5 million. So maybe 2 million people are living abroad and 2.5 million in Bosnia right now. We have a trend of young people leaving the country, what is not good because we are losing our population. But I hope something will change regarding this. Regarding the financial sector in Bosnia, it is very, very developed, and it is controlled by a banking agency. So we have in total 23 banks in Bosnia and 27 microcredit organizations. Some of the microcredit organizations are microcredit foundation, what means they don't work for profit, and few of them are like microcredit companies. So I will talk about microcredit foundations, because we are microcredit foundations. As I said, we have 27 microcredit foundations regulated and controlled by banking agency. So they often come to control all of us. And we have to work in accordance with the rules and the laws, international banking and accounting laws. We have a very modern software in which we put all accounting and all the loans and everything is in it, and it can produce many reports, banking and accounting reports and financial reports. So without modern software, we would not be able to work and follow the laws and changes in the law. And we work in accordance with international accounting and banking standards. Everyone in Bosnia, all the financial sector, banks and microfinance, and insurance companies, of course. As you said in introduction of myself and the organization was founded 21 years ago, so in 2001. And the goal of the microcredit sector in general is to help to the poor and vulnerable. And how it started in Bosnia. So in Bosnia 20 years ago, it started mostly inside of some humanitarian organization as a project. So different humanitarian organizations, they were giving the money for the projects to start the microfinance. And then from this project, it's developed they developed into the organization and then later into foundation. So, for example, in our case, our founder, Islamic Relief is the biggest Islamic humanitarian organization in the world. And it works in 40 countries on all continents. And in the case of Bosnia, Islamic Relief gave some funds for the microfinance project. Then it shows as very good, and then it was working, and it's a very good project. And then in one moment, the state said, all those who have a microfinance project, let's register them so that we can control them and we can develop the whole sector. And then we were registered as organization, and then later in 2008 as foundation. And the goal of microfinance sector is to help to the most vulnerable. But unfortunately, it is happening that most of the microfinance foundation in Bosnia, they actually work for profit. They are losing their mission, because the mission of the microfinance sector is to help the vulnerable, to help them to start from the zero and build some job for themselves, some business, etc. So as you said, we were audited by IFAS from England, and we got a certificate that our business is in accordance with IOFI standards. We distributed since 2001 until now. We distributed more than 21,000 loans to the most vulnerable groups in amount more than 25 million euros. So all the loans are Card Hasan loans, and they are all interest-free. And we are the only microfinance in Bosnia that is working, that is doing Islamic banking and working in accordance with Sharia. We also in Bosnia have Islamic bank. It's BBI bank. it's BBI Bank. Regarding the women, we in our portfolio we have maybe around 48 to 50% of the portfolio are women, and so far we distributed more than 10,000 loans to the women through these interest-free lending projects. What we achieved through all these years, because we distributed more than 21,000 loans, numbers of the businesses were started, especially in agriculture, because our founder, Islamic Relief, is helping a lot to widows and orphans. And the same widows and orphans are coming to our microfinance, and they are lending the money from us. And especially I will mention Srebrenica. You all heard for Srebrenica and genocide that happened in Srebrenica. So in just few days, more than 8,000 Muslim men were brutally killed in Srebrenica, and that was genocide. And their widows, because Srebrenica is in East Bosnia, their widows with the orphans alone came in some areas around Sarajevo, and they settled down after Srebrenica fall. They settled down around Sarajevo, and Islamic Relief was helping them, giving them orphan sponsorships, giving them different support to rebuild houses, giving them all they needed for agriculture. In a few last projects, they gave them a lot of greenhouses, so Islamic Relief was helping them on that way. And Islamic Relief Microfinance, what we are, First Islamic Microfinance Foundation, we were helping them with the loans. So we saw those women, because we exist for 21 years, we saw them from the beginning, how they live. So they came from Srebrenica with the small children, without anything, just with the plastic bags. They had nothing. And first loan they took to buy a land, then the second loan to build a house, then they were building the house for a few years. All the time they were sending their children to school, and I have to say that through our experience, most of these children from Srebrenica, they all have university degree. And because now they are grown up people. Srebrenica was 25 years ago, 26 years ago actually. Some of them took more than 12, some of them loans from us, some of them even 15 loans from us. As soon as they repay one loan, they were taking another loan. Our role in Bosnia was very significant in the way how we helped to the vulnerable people. And I must point out, because federal banking agency is supervising our work, they always point out that we are the only microfinance foundation in Bosnia that is fulfilling fully the mission to help to the vulnerable people, because other microfinance, they are more for profit, and our side of work is humanitarian, because we use Islamic banking in our work. So besides helping to these widows and orphans who finished schools, because some of them came for loan to pay for university scholarship, so we have a different sort of the loans. We have loans for education, for housing, for business, even the social loans, because sometimes people come to take the loan to buy medicine, pay for operation, to buy firewood for very cold Bosnian winter. So our role in Bosnia was very, very significant through all these years. We also a promoter of the Islamic banking in Bosnia, because, as I said, in microfinance sector, we are from 27 microcredit organization, we are the only one that works in accordance with Islamic principle of banking. And regarding the banks, we have 23 banks, and only one, which is BBI, is doing Islamic banking in Bosnia. Our target groups are orphans, widows, invalids, war veterans, socially vulnerable categories. The maximum loan, because in banks people can get very high amount of loans, but in microcredit foundation they can only get maximum 5,000 euros. And regarding repayment, in our case, it is higher than 98%, what is very important. We have a separate legal department. We have loan officers who works on a field. We have a legal department that is in charge to follow the repayment, and it's all done in accordance with the law. I will now tell you something about. I will tell you some case studies which were interesting for me. I mean, we did so many interesting case studies through all these years. Maybe I will mention one because this is like women leadership conference. So I now remember once I was on the field and we visited the woman. She lived on a village with the husband and I think 3 or 4 children, and they were not working, her and her husband. But then she got idea to start the business producing, sewing different presents which are gift, and she was selling them to gift shops. And in one moment, she employed her unemployed husband. So this is great how the women can help to the family and actually employ the husband. Then 2 years ago, and we even made a video about that, the woman from Srebrenica, she lost about 50 relatives, and she took the loan from us in her village, which was fully destroyed, to build the water for the village. So that was very, very interesting, and we went to make a video. So the village was without the water, and she built the water. So it was very, very inspiring story. Now I will tell you about, I have 2 case studies prepared. One is about Nejiba. She took so many loans from us. Maybe she took actually so far 9 loans from us. Yes, and she lost in Srebrenica, it's a genocide. She lost 100 male relatives, and she lost husband and son. 2 sons survived the genocide. She came to Sarajevo, but then she returned to Srebrenica because she said she wants to be close to the grave of her husband and her son. Then she took loans for different purposes to rebuild the house because house was destroyed and burned in the genocide. And now she has goats, she has sheep, and she is doing very well in agriculture. So this was her story. Another story is about Ismeta. She's a widow and the mother of 3 children. She was she had a 3-month-old baby and 2 more small children when she lost her husband in a war at the beginning of the war. So she came to Sarajevo Sarajevo was actually under the siege, and the only entrance to the city was underground tunnel, which was built under the airport, so under the ground. And with the baby and two small children, she crossed that underground tunnel and came in Sarajevo without anything. And she was starting her life from zero with three small children. She received 13 or more loans from our microfinance. First to buy a land, then to build a house, and then she started agriculture. She has a greenhouse in front of her house where she has different vegetables, and beside house she has also a lot of fruits, and she was working different jobs just to survive, and our loans helped her a lot. So that is shortly about Bosnia and about our work. If you have any questions, please ask.
Okay, it is very heartbreaking to see what you all had gone through as the survivors of wars, and it is a very deep inspiration that you have actually not succumbed to the devastation of war, but have rebuilt yourselves. So, any questions from our audience? Please ask for this golden opportunity. Actually, Miss Edina, a couple of years ago, our university from Malaysia also had gotten the fundraising as well as to help the ladies war survivors from Bosnia. So I think maybe from our university side, I can actually try to get these activities moving, because it is very heart wrenching to see ladies, women, old people, weak people who are destroyed in terms of their lives. So I think we can
Thank
further
you.
talk about this. Okay.
Thank you so much.
So
And I can help you in
yes,
that. I can help
yes.
you in that.
Yes, we can link the bridge together, not only our universities, but also among many Malaysian universities, because our universities not only help among Bosnia Herzegovina, but also among the Palestinians and so on. So wherever there are Muslims worldwide who are actually being suppressed, there are usually the volunteer activities, joint efforts to help start rebuild again, because this halal is a borderless platform to actually strengthen our sisters and brothers at other parts of the world who are actually suffering or struggling. So I think at this Sha'ban month of the Barakah of Rasulullah SAW, it can be revived again. Okay, so any questions from our participants? I can actually accept several questions. Okay, I think I see one raised hands.
Yes, I want to ask.
Uh,
Hello.
yes,
Salam alaikum.
please
Yes,
do.
please. Yes, please.
Yes, please do.
I am Mohammad Afaq Shamsi, President Halal Awareness and Research Council, Pakistan. I am asking with our Bosnian sister that whatever you are financing among your microfinance, because you have the plenty of land and mashallah that is green, and why not you start them to providing them an idea to grow the cattles. I mean, if they form in each of your, I mean, funlander, they grow the cattles, and the cattles has got the big demand worldwide at the moment. Is it possible?
Mhm. To have kettles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can
it
import.
yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
Bosnia is all green. Is all green. It's full of water. So you would not believe me, but we all drink the water from the pipe here. So we don't buy a water. Bosnia is full of water. It's all green. It has a big potential for agriculture, tourism. It's very visited tourist place because it has many historical importance for the Europe and the world. Maybe some of you know that the First World War actually started in Sarajevo when the Franz Ferdinand was killed by Gavrilo Princip in Sarajevo. That was the reason why the First World War started in Sarajevo. So it's very historical place. It's a place where in 100 meters you can find all four religions together: Islam, Orthodox, Catholics, and Judaism, Jewish. So all the religions through all centuries lived and worked together. So it's a very historical place. Sarajevo is a very historical place, and the whole Bosnia. So we have a thank you for your advice, and we can work on many natural potential. Thank you.
well, I am awaiting for my question and my suggestion, because you have the penalty of land and the loan which you are giving to the peoples. If you also provide them the idea for growing the cattles, and then we can buy. I mean, if you can sell us a bulk quantity, a shipload every month, we can import in Pakistan, inshallah. Okay.
Good. Thank you. Good idea. Thank you.
Sister Edina, for your information, Sir Brother Afak Shamsi is a well-known halal activist as well as owner of a halal organization in Pakistan. So I think now we are building bridges, informal
Connection.
bridges
Yes.
already. Yes,
Yes.
so we can start small, we can grow
Great.
organic, we can grow halal way, inshallah.
Okay. Amazing. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. It's my honor to be the part of this. It's my honor.
Yes, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So the ball is already starting to be rolling, and something is starting. We connect later elsewhere in the future. So thank you
Yes,
again.
inshallah. Yes.
Yes, inshallah. Thank you again for such an inspirational talk of survivors and building up the lives of halal activities as well as halal jobs and halal careers and hopes again. So thank you again, Miss Edina. We hope to see you again sometime in the future.
You are welcome. I hope so to see you all. Please come and visit Bosnia. And I hope to see you all and we have to build a bridge between our countries and to work more. And thank you for this conference, for inviting me. Salam alaikum, and I hope, inshallah, to see you all soon. Salam alaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hopefully maybe many of our participants can also come to Bosnia for many activities, maybe tourism, business, or whatsoever. Okay, thank you
Okay,
again.
please welcome. Please welcome, and you are all welcome to see our beautiful country. And I wish we work together, and I'm here to help you in all that. Okay, thank you.
Okay, all right. So, okay, now I think we have come upon the last presenter, and she is Mrs. Yasmina Frank, who is from South Africa, and Miss Yasmina Frank is the Chief Executive Officer of South African National Zakat Fund. Oh, okay, Adina. So she is your area also in terms of trust and funds. Okay, so Madam Yasmina, uh, she is CEO of South African National Zakat Fund, which is registered National Welfare Institute established in 1974 and the single largest zakat institute of its kind in South Africa. In short, it's called SANZAF, okay, or South African National Zakat Fund. It empowers local communities through poverty alleviation, education, skill development, and disaster relief. The South African National Zakat Fund, or SANZAF, is faith-based social welfare and educational organization that strive to facilitate the empowerment of needy families through the efficient collection and effective distribution of zakat and other sadaqah in a proactive and cost-effective way through projects with dignity, sincerity, and shared responsibility, all the services of communities for the pleasures of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. With this in mind, shall we welcome Madam Yasmina Frank? Okay, there is the latest information. I am sorry for this technical glitch. On behalf of the organizer, I would like to apologize. Miss Yasmina Frank could not make it today. All right. So I hope she is still available to join our talks either tomorrow or any one of the days until Sunday. And I hope every one of us as participants can be able to join and perhaps think also for future ways to collaborate. Okay, so I ask apologies for all right, because I was too confident that she is going to join us this late afternoon. So I think with this we have to end this majlis of ilmu shortly. And I think we close our event for today with Tasbih Kifara and Surah Asri. Wassallallahu wasallam ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Let us pray for our fellows, sisters, brothers who are being oppressed, who are being suppressed, who face the torment of war, hunger, suppression. Let us also in our own time sadaqah them Al-Fatihah, give them doa, as well as we hope that in this majlis, the knowledge can be put into good use to help all of our sisters in Islam and brothers in Islam worldwide. Thank you again. We meet again tomorrow, inshallah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Sister Amina. Thank you.
Yes, you are most welcome.